Welcome back, my fellow aquarium noobs. I wanted to do a follow-up on the Powerhead sponge filter setup that I did a video on about 3 months ago, and how well it actually works after it's been running about 3 months, and I really like it. I think these fine filters, now, I generally get my sponge filters from Aquarium Co-op, the coarse ones, for my normal use. But on the Powerheads, I like to use these cheap fine filters because they work almost like a polisher would. I like how it polishes off the water and keeps all the fine stuff out. And you don't have to change them or clean them all that often either. You know, I showed y'all how to, take the end and just cut a little hole in it and run your tube through there. And then when you put this down in the corner of your aquarium, slide that down, until you get your stoppers on the glass. Hook it up, boom. Easy. It's easy to change. You do it just like you would a normal filter. You just pull the Powerhead up off the wall up a little bit, put you a bucket or a bag in there to get this with, and pull it out, clean it in a 5-gallon bucket of water you're taking out of the aquarium, so you don't lose your bacteria, your beneficial bacteria out of here. This is my 120 gallon tank, or one of my 120 gallon tanks, and I did add a small Eheim canister filter to it, just because I put such a bio load on it with so many fish in here. But what I was using, but that is a small filter. That filter is only rated for a 60 up to a 60 gallon. So the Powerhead and sponge back here, which on this tank, it's a 350. Yeah, I think it's a 350 gallon Powerhead on that with a 60. It's a 60 gallon sponge filter. And anyway, the fish like the flow that it creates, extra flow in there. And then I have two coarse filters for aeration in there, because you still have to have some air. You do it this way, you're still going to have some aeration. It's going to take 2 sponge filters to do your tank, really. But as you see, I just did a feeding probably 10 minutes ago. There's a little bit of stuff in there, but that's mainly what it's from. It does a really good job, because I guarantee that 60 gallon canister filter is not going to keep up with this tank with this many large fish in here. I still vacuum the bottom of it about every 2 weeks probably, and I do a water change 25%, probably about every 10 days really. I don't do it once a week. It just seems like too much work. I top it off, like right now it needs to be topped off just a little bit, and I write on the side, water change 7-4, so I can keep track. Here's my other 120. It's set up the same way. It has a small 306 down there, which I think are rated up to 75 gallons. And then I have the Powerhead and the 60 gallon filter. And if you really look at that filter, you can see how much stuff is trapped in it. It's due a change right now, but it does an excellent job. My glass is a little dirty, but as you see, it's relatively clean. So all in all, I really like the idea of the Powerhead and sponge filter. And you might also notice how quiet these tanks are. You don't hear a lot of water flow or anything like that. You don't have them hanging on the backs and going. Front hoses like it. They like a little extra flow. Blue dolphins really like it. And there's old Pugsley chomping on some food. That is a happy-go-lucky fat fish there, guys. I don't know. Some people probably think he's ugly as sin. I think he's gorgeous. But then he's my fish. But if we walk back here to the back road bedroom, this is a 65 gallon. And it's got a pretty heavy bio load on it too. And I run a same thing back here. Powerhead filter, sponge filter. This one, same way. This is 65 with a bunch of red zebras in there. Small, it's a little bit smaller Powerhead. I think there's a 150, around 150 gallon with the same aerator, and it does a good job. This one, it only has 2 fish in it, and it is actually set up. It's hooked up to another little Eheim filter, but I haven't been running that filter. It's got a bad impeller on it, so it's a little bit loud, so I haven't even been running it. So the only filtration it's got is because I was out of sponge filters when I set this one up. It's only got, like, that's a pretty small one from Aquarium Co-op there, so it's actually running a coarse filter on the air stone there, and then I'm actually running a coarse filter from Aquarium Co-op on this Powerhead. Flip a light on. And that is all that's filtered in that tank. And there's 2 big 4.5 and 5 inch caras in there, mating pair. They're hiding from me. There they are. There's one of them. That's a female. But anyway, that's all around Powerhead. So, and then on this community tank, it has a hang on the back filter, which I've been thinking seriously of getting rid of. And then it's got the Powerhead on it with a fine filter. And you can see, you know, I've got 55 fish in there, so I don't, all the hang on the back filter has is a coarse filter in it. I don't use any carbon or anything unless I'm needing to get medicine or something out to medicate a tank or something. So in my opinion, following up 3 months later, I think the Powerhead sponge filter works just great. It's nice and quiet, especially on these big tanks. There for a while, all I was running for 2 months. I was actually running 2 Powerheads on here, so they would have plenty of circulation, because I didn't have another filter for this tank. So that's all I was running was 2 Powerheads, and the tank was never dirty. The only reason I ended up putting that small Eheim on here is because it came with one of the 65 gallon tanks that I bought. And since I had it, I put it on here because I thought these fish are going to get bigger and the bio load's going to get bigger. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that quick little video, little update. I noticed there's been some interest in the sponge filter video, so I thought an update of how it's actually working months down the road would be beneficial for the people that are watching that original video. Anyway, if you liked it, please leave me a like, please leave comments, and please by all means subscribe to our channel. And we will see you on the next video.